In 2005, Premal Shah co-founded Kiva.org, a global microfinance effort that has loaned over $2 billion for low-income entrepreneurs. He recently applied a similar microfinance model to climate and clean energy, creating renewables.org with the goal of leveraging small amounts of money for the greatest impact. Please join me in welcoming Premal Shah to the stage. You worked at PayPal right out of college, and then you went back to India to see your grandparents. What was it like to spend time with them in their farming village?
Well, it's pretty different than working in Silicon Valley, being in a rural farming village in India. While I was at PayPal, you get 3 weeks of vacation. And so every year, or right around the Christmas holidays, I'd go to India for 3 weeks. And I find that being in a village, your heart goes where your feet are. There was almost a spiritual deepening when I could sit in a village and just be a part with sitting next to my grandparents as they're aging, of course, but also just seeing almost life at its most basic and certainly not computer mediated. One of the things that would just open me up and break my heart in those Kiva days and really on trips back to India as a child, because I was raised in the suburbs of Minnesota and my parents would take me back to India, is just seeing poverty. When you're 5 years old and you're back in India and you see a kid your age knocking on the window of your taxi cab, begging for money, it shames your moral sense. You see people sleeping on the side of the road without mattresses. You see a level of destitution, a loss of dignity being proximate to that. We can be pretty abstracted away from each other on the planet, certainly here in the Bay Area. And fortunately, Kiva came out of the day job at PayPal, but then also just being in a place where something like microfinance could be very powerful.